ordering Jack Dempsey to go to the neutral corner. And then the count began, the famed long count. Tunney got up at the count of 8. But how many seconds were really involved, nobody will ever know under any circumstances. Tunney, getting up at the count of 8, came back in the 8th round and floored Dempsey and dominated. Screen, there's a close-up shot of him. We've given you his history, and there is his boxing record. We are still waiting for Larry Holmes. Beaten with 19 knockouts, the man who arrived against Shavers and Norton is preceded into the ring by Richie Giacchetti. Jorkel Hull introducing now the two fighters. We're back live. And Holmes wants to make a big impression here tonight. So we're underway. Action in the first round. Holmes has that long left. He uses it like a pistol. Doesn't have the strength that used to be lodged in Sonny Liston's. He is not a knockout puncher or considered to be. But the left keeps getting in there, keeping the opponent at bay, and it's increasingly difficult to penetrate as the rounds pass. Wild swing by Evangelista. Nothing. Holmes. See that left? Tremendous reach advantage for Holmes. What you notice about Holmes almost immediately in the light of his great improvement over the last year is how purposeful he is, how he seems so sure of what he's doing, knows what he's about. You see him pick off the Evangelista right with his left glove, quick-handed fighter. Moving down to the belly with a right. First round action. Larry missing with a right as Evangelista tried to pour to the midsection with a left. Evangelista, to do anything in this fight, would have to bull his way inside. We're a minute 45 seconds into the first round. Right there, Evangelista scored, doubling up on the left. First to the belly and then to the face. But Holmes keeps purposefully using that left. Evangelista trying to counter, but not successful. When you throw blows the way Evangelista, on the few he's thrown in this round, that way, up in the air, you're off balance. The blows don't have any sting.
You also use an awful lot of energy windmilling.
He did score with the left there, though. We're approaching the end of the first round. No damage done, but clearly an easy round for Larry Holmes. His left jab, the principal weapon. The sound of the bell. Now we're into action in round 2. And Evangelista being told in his corner, you've got to get inside. May be easier said than done.
Well, Ernie Shavers couldn't do it, and Kenny Norton couldn't do it.
Norton couldn't do it for 7 rounds. That's Keith Jackson, of course, with me at ringside. He called the Aguayo victory, a 15-round decision over Arturo Leon, a game Mexican lad. And Kenny Norton in 2 minutes and 42 seconds of the third round with a crunching left hook did away with young Randy Shields. Those who thought Norton was on the precipice of losing his vigor and strength because of age were widely surprised tonight. Kenny never looked better. Good right uppercut by Ernie Holmes. Larry Holmes. Ernie Holmes was number 63 of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's gone. Larry Holmes. Larry Holmes apparently willing to mix it up a little bit here. You saw how Evangelista amateurishly left himself open. A wild swing, a miss, a waste of energy, and then off balance, thus receiving the Holmes right in retaliation.
That's it, Jim. Keep it in his face. Two.
I think Larry's willingness to go flat-footed and trade with him is a disdain for the challenger.
I do, too. Of course, Evangelista has never been knocked out. Again, you saw that uppercut. And Evangelista with a fleshy face. If Holmes keeps connecting like that, you'll find that face getting puffy along about the 5th round. Evangelista won the European Championship by knocking out a Frenchman, Lucien Rodriguez, in the 11th round. Evangelista's left caught Holmes on the shoulder. He does not punch with precision, purposefully, as Holmes seeks to do. Coming to the end of the 2nd round, we have had only flashes of action in the 2 rounds. Holmes dominant, the uppercut scoring effectively. Evangelista leaves himself wide open for it when he does get inside. The 3rd round just underway. Holmes, a very coachable fighter, and that coachability registered in his improvement over the past 2 years. 3rd round, and he's been well prepared for this fight in terms of using that uppercut at the appropriate time. See that left flick in there.
All right, be first, Jim. Be first, Jim. Don't wait. Be first. Be first.
There is one danger, though, in lulling yourself into a flat-footed fight like this. You might very well get careless and give an opportunity to a fighter like Evangelista. That's why the champion's corner is yelling at him, be first, use that left hand. He has enough power in it to be an addling sort of a thing, but you see the challenger come whipping in.
Yes, he comes whipping in, but he doesn't score, Keith, because Larry picks off most of the blows with his gloves. Evangelista, if you remember, kept coming at Ali, who, as I said earlier in the telecast, was hopelessly out of shape the night he fought Evangelista, and won a lackluster decision against Evangelista. There's Holmes scoring 3 times in a row with the left. Again, Evangelista must seek to get inside, but when he does, he's wide open for the right uppercut. And Holmes has used that effectively twice. Holmes right there with an excellent right to the left jaw of Evangelista. Holmes keeping him at bay with that left, sometime using it just pawingly in the manner of Ali. Of course, Larry once was Ali's sparring partner a number of years ago. Larry is not using himself up. He is staying flat-footed. Again, the right uppercut. There's no dancing, no lateral movement from Holmes thus far in this fight. He hasn't found it necessary.
Yeah, he hasn't needed it.
That's right. You fight Shavers, who can punch, or Norton, who's a quality fighter, you got a different problem and you use different tactics. But here, totally confident. In effect, he's taking batting practice. So we're coming to the end of the 3rd round, won by Larry Holmes. We're back for the start of round 4 in what has been a perfectly dull fight. Totally dominated by Larry Holmes. Now, for the first time, you see the movement I've been looking for. He has danced on his toes, side to side, and Evangelista dancing with him. However, Evangelista doesn't quite do it with the almost liquid grace of Mr. Holmes, who, however big he is, has twinkle toes. Round 4 underway. Don't forget tomorrow. Oh, a good right lead by Larry. Caught Evangelista. Evangelista getting the puffiness that I expected under each eye. Larry trying to move in, work him over, register more punishment. He took 3 rounds to do things one way, and now he's doing him another one. Don't forget the big clash tomorrow. Number 1 rated Oklahoma against number 4 rated Nebraska. NCAA college football, a showdown between the two great powers of the Big 8, and so much at stake. Bowl bid, top national rank. Oklahoma with the extraordinary Billy Sims. 3 games in a row, he's rushed for over 200 yards. And if he does it a 4th time, he will have set a new NCAA college record.
He really is something to watch. Just absolutely exciting.
Right now, Larry Holmes, good combination. Scoring virtually at will. You saw that left get in there, and another. And another. Doing just about what he wants with the opponent. This is the 4th round. And so far, it's a wipeout. Holmes has cleanly won every round. Well, we're coming to the end of the 4th round, and a little bit more of this, and I would think we might have done better replaying the Holmes-Norton fight. 4th round. Little action, really. Just the incessant tattooing of Evangelista by Holmes, mostly with the left. We're underway in round 5, between rounds. Evangelista's corner worked over his right eye. The puffiness that I suggested a couple of rounds ago, already there. The eye beginning to swell, taking the brunt, as you see there, of the Holmes left jab. It's a stinging punch. It's not a light jab.
All night, Jim, all night.
You hear the corner of Holmes all night, Larry.
Good position, good position.
As you watched Holmes just pawing with the left a couple of seconds ago. Remember how Ali did that to Liston back in 1964 when he won the crown? It was Cassius Clay then, of course. There's Larry just pawing.
Step in with the right hand. Step in with it.
Somebody in the crowd yelled, "Forget it," and one can't help feeling that way watching this. The referee is having an easy time of it. He's reappeared. Richard Green, the 3rd man in the ring. Holmes, no movement this round, a change of style again. Flat-footed. He will fight patiently if it means going 15 rounds. Evangelista trying to get in, left himself open to the Holmes right. Again, the uppercut. But the crowd is aroused because Evangelista is trying to fight. Go at him, go at him, go at him. Now Evangelista back against the ropes. And you saw him miss with the left. Holmes is very purposeful, methodical. Any questions about Evangelista's physical fitness before the fight should be put to rest here and now. The man certainly appears to be. And in that last wild flurry where he sought to get inside and do damage, he certainly showed vigor and strength, energy. We've got
not a bad catcher either.
We've got 30 seconds left in the 5th round. Remember, Holmes, though he has 19 KOs, is not per se a knockout puncher. It takes rounds of accumulated punishment rendered unto the opponent for Larry to score a knockout or a TKO. We're coming to the end of the 5th round. The bell for the 6th round. Between rounds this time, they repaired a cut under Evangelista's left eye. Under, not over, so a flow of blood will not be a problem. But that left cheek is all puffed up. And we've already told you the right eye is puffed too. That's accumulative punishment that I talked about in the 5th round. See that eye? The left eye? See the redness in the cut under it?
All right, put it in there. Right to the body, Sam. Right to the body.
When Evangelista swings and misses wildly like that and then tries to barrel in, that's when Holmes inevitably goes to the uppercut. And he has used the uppercut at least 5 times tonight, every time effective.
Don't let it get off. Two punches. Be first.
Once again in this round, Holmes is fighting flat-footedly. Only in the 4th round did he show the movement that he has shown against Norton and Shavers. We've explained why he doesn't even feel the need in this fight. He is using Evangelista as a sparring partner. Nothing more, nothing less.
Get off.
I think you said it'll be an accumulation of punishment that ultimately may stop the fight before it travels the distance.
Right.
I think we might very well be looking at a second successive shutout.
It certainly is a shutout thus far.
Keep loose.
Larry going to the belly as Evangelista tried to play rope-a-dope. We've got 55 seconds left in the 6th round. It's been a repeat, facsimile of the prior 5 rounds. Evangelista again with the rope-a-dope. That right got through. That one missed. 30 seconds left. I think Holmes would like to knock him out to show some folks that he does have a knockout punch. Evangelista putting on thus far and absolutely nothing showing as we approach the end of the round. Action, the start of the 7th round. I use the word action advisedly, measuredly, because Evangelista has given us none of it. Holmes is now on his toes and for the 2nd time in the fight has changed his tactics, showing movement. Holmes has been, as you've seen, scoring simply at will. An evening's workout. I'd like to alert our local stations along the line that at the end of this round, we will take a station break. Eddie Mahfouz in Evangelista's corner is holding his head low and just shaking it. Openly embarrassed by what's been going on.
All right, keep it going. Keep loose, Sam. Keep loose. Keep loose. Be firm.
Venus grows under each Evangelista eye. Holmes proved his ability to go 15 tough rounds against Norton and 12 against Shavers. So going 15 should be no problem for him, especially at this kind of pace, which he's setting at his own women fancy.
I don't think there's any question but what he has now realized. He can measure the man, and he is really trying hard to put him away. But he...
Well, I think Larry got him right there. That should be the start of something big. Oh, he's out. It's over. Right, a flashing right, and look at Evangelista. So it happened in the 7th round. I don't have the official time yet. Just as we were saying, Holmes wanted to prove that he could hit. It happened at 2 minutes and 14 seconds of the 7th round. And so, Larry Holmes, in a doleful fight based upon the total ineptitude of Evangelista, remains the WBC heavyweight champion. To do, he knocked the opponent out. Now we'll try and get Larry Holmes over here. All right, let's look at that knockout again. Now Holmes measuring the opponent, and he got the right in there, and down went Evangelista, right between the gloves. That was the blow he wanted to get in.
It was a crushing right hand. It appeared that Evangelista had his guard up sufficiently, but the right hand went at it with such velocity that he went right through it and landed flush on the side of the head. And down the challenger tumbled, and it took some time to get him up, and he is still very groggy. Here's the decision. A formality, considering the circumstances of the fight. Evangelista was never in it. I did not have him winning a single round, nor any even for that matter, as Holmes had his will and way from the very beginning. But it became obvious about the 5th round that Larry was going to try to reach back for whatever he could find and try to put his man away and put to rest some of the nagging suggestions that he does not carry the knockout punch. But